Hi everyone, welcome to Tom's Manshed and welcome to part 2 of this Perfectdraft Pro review. Now if you haven't watched part 1, I urge you to watch it because you need to have seen that first really to see where we're up to. Click the little card up here and I'll leave a tile at the end. But as a reminder, at the end of day 1, the machine, I did all the unpacking, the assembling, showing you the instruction book, everything like that. But it arrived quite late, and by the time I'd got it set up in the kitchen, it was getting quite late on at night, and it hadn't reached temperature. Everything was showing great. It was showing a full keg. The temperature was coming down, but it comes down very, very slowly. So I had to wait until the following day till it reached its target temperature of 6 degrees and the display turned blue. So that is where this video begins. Now in this video I will be showing you the little glitches due to my own fault that I had the next day during setup, and how it was easily resolved, and it's all working perfectly fine now. I'll be going through in detail, in pretty high detail, the app. I'll have a good 10 or 15 minutes on the app alone shown on screen, showing what every screen does. I'll be showing you in detail the glasses that came with the package and explaining what nucleated means and what it does to the CO2 bubbles. I'll be showing you the nucleation close-up under my close-up camera on the glasses, and I'll be concluding it all with comparing it with a bottle of LEFFE and the draft version. The draft version is 6.6. The bottles, even though they are imported from Belgium, for the UK market, they've dropped it to 6%. So I'll be trying, I haven't done it yet, I'll be trying the difference in taste between them two. Obviously, I've tried it already, and it tastes absolutely fantastic. Really, really nice. But like I said, I'll be comparing it to the bottle, and I'll be doing a couple of things with the customer support I've had so far and stuff like that. So I'm hoping I can ram all that into another hour, otherwise it'll be going into part 3. So without further ado, let's get on to where we started from the following day with it set up in the kitchen. First bit, you see, it's definitely reached temperature because there's loads of condensation around it. And it's showing the full barrel as it is, and it's down to temperature. But as I show you on this, I made a little mistake the night before. I couldn't resist it just to see if it worked. I pulled the handle for a little bit, tiny bit of froth came out, and in doing that, the display went from a full barrel down to like the red of half a barrel. So I must have cocked up its memory or something on the pressure readings, and it just showed red. And it took me quite a few things, like undoing the door, unplugging it, reseating the barrel back in for it to spring back up to show the full barrel like it should be, because I'd only had a glass out of it. So that is all shown in detail here. And for the first bit of these, you'll notice I haven't got the mic pinned to me shirt. I had totally forgot about it, and I'd placed it on the worktop near the front door, but facing the machine. So the sound isn't that great for the first 2 or 3 minutes. Then when you notice the mic on, you'll notice the sound is a lot better. But during the bit where the mic isn't on, you might sort of like hear the fan of the machine. Don't worry, it's the sensitivity of the mic which was pointing directly at it, and my voice was at the side. You can't hear the fan when it's running. So let's get straight into day 2 now and how it began. Okay, so this is the day after. As you can see, it's still pretty warm in here, 26.5 degrees. The big reading on the left is the humidity in the house, in the room. So 26.5 degrees. So yeah, you can see the condensation here. Hopefully. That feels really, really cold. Right, so if you notice here, I'll zoom in for you, it is showing just 1 bar on the amount of beer left symbol. Now the reason for that is last night I couldn't resist it. I didn't succumb to having a drink, but I just wanted to see if that handle had connected up and it was operating. So I just blipped it forward for an absolute midges to see if anything came out, and it did. Froth came out, but in doing that, it's messed up the amount of beer left reading. Reading up in the book, it says that you should only pull the handle fully forward, and until it's pulled the first sort of full drink, it doesn't set itself properly. So I'm hoping, I'm doing this live to show you if it happens, I'm hoping that that little red bar goes out when I've pulled the first drink, and it shoots back up to indicating a full keg. So I've got the glass here. This is my very first pull, so no laughing. Anybody with one of these machines who can do it perfectly. I'm sure I'll get there with practice, but this is my first go. I've read that you should pull a bit through first, just sort of like, you know, just a bit on the bottom, just to fill the tube with beer, and then you can drink that or pour it away, and then pull your first one. If you pull while it's still full of air, you get a massive head. So it says hold your glass at 45 degrees, the spout not touching the thing. So I'm just going to pull it all the way down and then stop. Okay. So, did that, it hasn't. The compressor just kicked in there, as you see. But it hasn't shot up to giving a normal reading yet, so I'm going to see what it is when I've pulled the full glass through. So I'm not going to waste this, I'm going to drink it. I'll give you my verdict later. I'll give you my verdict now. It tastes great. So I'm hoping, like I say, this springs back up to full. If not, I'm going to unplug it from the mains and try again. So again, this time a full glass that I will pull. As you can see, we've got a massive head on it, and it still hasn't gone off the red bit. Oops, forgot about the drip tray. So I'm going to leave it a while, see if it sort of like kicks in, and we'll come back in 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to leave that to settle a bit. I'm going to come back in 10 or 15 minutes, see if that's gone off. If not, I'll unplug it from the mains and we'll try that. So, like I mentioned, just doing that little blip the night before just to check it was working, instantly turned that reading from showing a full keg, all 4 segments, down to the red bottom one showing it was empty. So why just doing that for that little instant should do that, I'm not really sure, but it does say pull the handle all the way down. So that's what I tried this time. And as you'll see, I filled a full glass and it still didn't do it. So then I went into other things, trying other things like opening the door, unplugging it, taking the keg out, putting it back in. You'll see all that coming up, and it's self-explanatory. And I'll go into it at the end, what I'm pretty sure what did the trick. I won't be able to confirm it till I change barrel again. I'm not taking this one out again until it's empty. So I'll give you my thoughts on that. But like I say, it's working perfectly now, as you'll see in these forthcoming clips. Also, you'll notice now I have remembered to clip me wireless mic to me shirt, so the sound sounds a bit better in this. Let's get straight into it and explains it all. Okay, I've given it about 15 minutes now, and as you see, it still hasn't sprung back showing the full barrel, even though I've only had one glass out of this keg. It's showing down at the bottom red bar. So I'm going to unplug it from the mains, or switch it off at the mains and then back on, see if that resets it, and then I'm going to try opening the door and re-shutting it. So first of all, off at the mains. As you can see, the display has gone now. So I'll give it a few seconds. I'll do this in real time. Like I said, my mistake was just giving it that little blip last night just to see. I just blipped it forward, and it says you shouldn't do that. You should just pull the handle all the way, not a bit, and pull a full sort of like drink through. So we'll turn it back on and see what it says. We've got the blue thing going round again. I'll leave this in real time and I'll carry on filming. I'll speed it up if it goes on for longer than a couple of minutes. Right, it's been a couple of minutes, so I'm going to turn the camera off and time it. Give it, say, 15 minutes doing this, see what happens, and then I'll try opening the door and putting it back. After about 20 minutes or so of that cursor going round, you can see it's stopped. It's very hard for you to see, but you'll have to take my word for it. It's a bit bright in here. So it's back on 8, steady 8, but we've still got 1 bar only showing on the quantity indicator. So I'm going to open the door and see if that resets it. I don't know whether there's a time limit or not, but so that's the door open. That feels lovely and cool. And then reshut it. It's still on 1 now. So again, I'm going to give it a few minutes, see if it shoots up, and then I'm going to try pulling another beer. And then after that, I'll take the whole keg out and put it back and see what that shows. Okay, it's about half an hour later now. It's still showing red. So this time I'm going to open the door fully, take the keg out and re-put it back. Just checking everything is fully down. Yeah, it is. So that's in as far as it'll go. Right, this time it's showing a full barrel. So, like I say, it was okay from the word go. It was correct. But me just moving it, that must have made it throw a hissy fit or something. We're back to the old blue thing going round now, so it's going to do that again probably for another 20 minutes or whatever, but at least we're showing a full thing there. Then I'm going to pull myself another one of them, because it was very, very nice. Okay, so as you saw there, that did the trick, taking the keg out and putting it back. What I think is there must be some sort of like reset button at the back that detects a keg has been fully pulled out, and fully pushed in. I checked it even after that thing, and it was fully in, but whether it's an optical sensor or a physical button that the keg touches, I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to take it out again and mess anything up again, but I'll have a look at that next time I change a keg. But totally removing it and putting it back. And I checked again, apologies that I had me back to the camera blocking it. I should have realised that. Next time when I do the final pull to do the comparison with the bottled LEFFE, I'm going to make sure I'm stood right out of the way so I can show it actually being pulled out. But yeah, when I got it out, I checked it was clamped down, and it was. Everything was clamped down, the tube in the middle and everything. So there was no mistake there. It must have been just something to do with pulling in and out. But like I say, I'll check with my torch when it's empty that if there is any sort of like sensor button at the back. But Comments below, you'll probably know if you've got one of these machines what it is. But like I say, I'm just doing this from a newbie's point of view and something you might come across yourself. So we've got it showing a full keg, which it is, minus just half a pint or so. And the temperature is stabilised now. There's no moving cursor. Everything is ready for using it as it should be used. So let's have a look at that bit now. Okay, as you can see, it's stabilised back now down at 6 degrees. We're showing a full keg, which it is. I've only had 1/2 pint out of it. Now we've reset it. So I'm going to pull this one again, my second ever pull, and then we'll wrap up this part 1 of this video. So again, sort of a 45-degree angle, the spout not touching the glass. Pull it fully forward as it's getting near the top. Straighten it up. And there we are. I don't think that's too bad for the second ever pull. So yeah, as you saw there, that second pour, it looked fairly good to me. So and like I say, it just tasted absolutely fabulous. So I will, like I say, stand out of the way when I do my final comparison at the end of this video. So I'll show you now the glasses that came with the package. Like I say, when you buy this machine, it's much better value buying it with a keg and 2 glasses of your choice that match the keg. I picked the LEFFE beer because I love the LEFFE beer, and these are the 2 glasses it came with. Chalices, they call them. I quite like this shape, similar to Stella Artois ones. I like straight pints, just like, you know, Carling, straight normal pints. And I like the Stella Artois ones. I don't like these, and a lot of people do. I've got friends, real ale drinkers, who love mugs with a handle on, dimple mugs. I don't like them. They're so heavy, and that's an Estrella one. That it weighs a ton. That when it's full of liquid, gives you arm ache. But it's personal choice, isn't it? Some people love the ones with a handle, some don't. But yeah. Whichever beer you pick as part of your package, like the Jeremy Clarkson's Hawkstone Bitter is a straight glass, whatever. But there's loads and loads to choose from, as you saw in part 1 on the website, and as you'll see shortly in the app as well. So before we go any further, I want to show you what the nucleation for a nucleated glass means. Now, what it is, it's tiny, tiny little etchings. They can either be done by a laser, or I think in the traditional etched manner, but I've seen both methods shown on YouTube. And it's tiny little scratches, if you will, or little dots on the bottom of the glass. Not easy to see in a glass like this, because it's only, you know, it's got quite a narrow bit at the bottom. Easier in a pint one, you hold it up, you'll see like a load of little dots on the bottom. And if you feel it, if I'm scratching this now, I'll hold it near the mic, you probably won't hear it, because it'll be background noise, but I'll keep quiet while I just rub the smooth part with my finger. I'll just get the mic up so you can see it. Right, you probably won't hear that, but when I do it on the very bottom, you should hear some scratching. I can feel like a roughness. I'll show you in close-up in a second, but yeah, they're really, really nice glasses. They've got the picture of the abbey and the date there, 1240, and all that's nicely in relief. The other side, half pint and Ritzenhof. You can't really see the etching on the bottom there, but I'll be showing you that now in close up. So let's have a look at it under the Brio overhead camera, and you can see easily that nucleation. Right, you can see here when I put my hand around and get it in shadow, you can see the nucleations, whatever you call them. I have trouble with that word. nucleations, nucleations or whatever, the etching on the bottom of the glass. And it's even in the shape, as you see around here, of the LEFFE Abbey and the L of LEFFE as a symbol. You would think they'd have just done it across the whole bottom of the whole glass there, wouldn't you? Because it's only being a chalice type glass, it tapers right down to just about an inch across at the bottom. So it's not like as if they're across the bottom of a full half pint straight glass. I suppose, you know, any sort of fake or whatever would have trouble doing that because it's really, really tiny. But yeah, that demonstrates it quite well. These reflections here, by the way, are just the fans in my PC adjacent to this. So yeah, that shows it quite clearly. But that's the side of the glass. There, again, reflections of me at PC fans in there. The other side, half pint Ritzenhof, and these base bits all nicely etched in the glass. Here's like a picture of their symbol, the Abbey, and the same on the other side. That's all in relief. So yeah, very, very nice glasses. Right, let's take a look at the app now. I've seen some YouTube reviews that people saying it is a bit of a gimmick, and I suppose all apps are a bit of a gimmick. You can use the machine perfectly without it, but one thing I've noticed on this, the Pro version, hasn't got, that the original version has, is the indicator on the front on how many days are left. You've got to look at the app. It's got the amount in the barrel, in segments. Each segment represents 1.5 litres, so there's 4 segments equaling 6 litres. Then when it gets down to the last one, it's getting empty, it goes red. It's got the temperature, and it's got the Wi-Fi connected symbol, but it hasn't got how many days. You've got 30 days to drink it from when you put it in, which I believe the original one had. So you've got to look at the app for that. But I found quite a few handy features in the app. The temperature, you can widen the temperatures. You'll see all this coming up. Widen the temperature range. You can do everything you can on the website. Order new kegs, arrange returns of old kegs, look at the specifications of the beers, the recommended temperatures, and it will tell you, like I say, all the temperature it's at, and you can set delays and this, that, and the other. So we'll go into most of the items on the app. As you'll see, there are loads on one particular one. There's loads of little tiles on it, and I haven't gone into every sub-menu in every menu, or it would take ages and ages. It's already going to be another long video from me, this, but I'll go through most of the important ones. And there is an important point to remember, which I remind you about on the map, trying to locate a local store. So again, everything is self-evident. Let's have a look at the app on the screen recorder I did earlier on, and we'll see what's on it. Okay, as I just mentioned, it'll take many, many hours probably to go through every single item, but I'll go through most of them with you. So click the Perfectdraft icon. Normally you will get that page opening up. And this, if we look down at the bottom, we've got Home, Shop, Hub, My Kegs and Settings. So this is your home screen. The very top one there, Perfectdraft Pro, shows it's connected. If we click it, it gives you the firmware version. The machine information will give you the serial number and stuff. Standby, if we put it on standby, that is to sort of save energy if you're not using a keg at the moment. The standby will save energy. It'll sort of keep it chill, keep it at the higher sort of temperature while you're not using it. There's loads of information if you Google that on site. Next one down is the actual current keg we've got, and as you can see, it shows I've got 27 days left. If I click on that, I can change that keg. It says when I loaded it on the 19th. I can change the loading day. Recommended temperature, change temperature to 6 degrees C. It's already at 60 degrees C. And you can set your favourite temperature there as well. And it even shows the recommended glass. Scroll up and it shows you about the beer. Between 6 and 8 is the ideal serving temperature, the food it goes with, and the alcohol content there. Next down is the target temperature reach. So it shows it at 6 degrees. If it hasn't reached that yet, it shows that coming down, like it says it's 7 and we're continuing to chill to 6 and so on. And again, you can adjust the temperature with that arrow there. That button there, extended temperature range, if that isn't clicked, you can only adjust the temperature from 3 to 7. Click that and it tells you all there. Don't show this message again, but it explains that. I'll let you read that. And now that whole stripe has moved up and you can move right down to 0 degrees or up to 12 degrees. So I'll put it back to that. Go back. Whoops. .5 pints, the UK pints. You can click that and change it to show litres or 33 cl glasses, half pints basically, or fluid ounces. I prefer it in pints. Keep doing the wrong button. Mode there. Standard mode keeps your temperature set. Power saving. So you can save energy when you're not using the machine. So it's like certain days and things like that. And here, a cooling schedule. You can set it to just maintain a standby sort of temperature, not the full chill temperature, to save you a bit of power. Cooling schedule, beta. Monday, Tuesday, different schedules. You can even add a schedule there, a start time and an end time on a certain thing when it'll all be ready. But you've got to allow it plenty of time to actually reach these temperatures. I'm just going to leave mine on all the time. So cancel, go back again, close. Right here, gold medal multibuy, shop now. Gold medal is because as of today's date, which is the 22nd of July 2024, it's just a few more days till the Olympics start, so they're having various offers, multi-buys if you buy like 3 or more together, or is it 2 or more together, or whatever. Buy any 3 kegs and save 20%, any 6 kegs and buy 25 on these offers. This will obviously change as months and years go on, and as you can see, the icon at the bottom has gone along from home to shop. So if we go back again, it's back on the home screen now. It shows I've got 22 beer tokens in my account because I've only just got this machine, so I've not returned any things to get more tokens or anything yet. Click latest return and no returns found, obviously. Click on that, your latest return will be shown, as will your latest orders there. No orders found because I haven't ordered anything yet. So that's about it on the home screen. Next one along, the shop, you just saw that. So you can shop at the top there, shop kegs or packs. So you've got two kegs of Corona and a beer mat and glasses. So you're saving there a good deal. That lot would normally cost you 93 quid. You know, and you're getting 2 genuine glasses and so on. 2 packs of 2 Stellas there. So, you know, quite a saving on some of these. I'll probably get that old peculiar one. Top bundles. Therefore, with the they'll be with machines and stuff like that. There you go. The earlier version of the Perfectdraft, so on and so on. Like I showed you in part 1 of this video. And then merchandise. You've got all sorts from bar runners to glasses. The glasses are usually about a tenner for the pair. They're the genuine glasses. So buying the packs is quite a saving. Right, and then along to the bottom again, the hub. Click hub. There's quite a few on here. So start at the top left. My kegs, organise your kegs. I've only got 1. but obviously you'd list all your kegs on there. Add a new keg there at the bottom, and you can list the ones that you've got. Click on Hub again. In-store rewards. That's in beta at the moment. So you can see on there, again, I'm not going to go through every single one of these. Store Finder. And be very careful on this, because I noticed there at the bottom, I can see one, Cherry Tree Road, 5.2 miles. But I'd scrolled up the map a bit. It only shows what the map is showing. So if you sort of zoom out a bit, you can see now it's containing Fleetwood at the top. And there is Fleetwood showing. So it only shows here in the bottom, lists these. When you pull this list up, these stores, it only shows what is shown on the map. As you see, like I've got Asda in Blackpool 5 miles away, Bargain Booze in Fleetwood 3 miles away, Smiley's 5 miles. So I'd obviously go to Bargain Booze in Fleetwood 3.2 miles. But if I'd had that off the map a bit, like there, as I scroll up, it's only showing what's on the map. As I scroll the map down, it appears again. So make sure, like I say, you got your map, within all the area you want it to cover. If I do it right there, when Heysham and Lancaster are open, it's now listing them as well. So that's worth remembering. I didn't notice that at first. Blog, just the latest news, showing there's a new firmware out in February, blah, blah, blah. Kegs, buy kegs. Again, that's the same as the shop button at the bottom, which I just showed you. Click up again. Now, refer a friend. Right, I'll let you read that. I've got 22 beer tokens equivalent to £1.10p and so on. And it shows this code in various places as them last two digits. They look like letter O's. In certain places, they look like numeral zeros. So I emailed, or I messaged Perfect Keg, and she has come out with the definitive answer that they are numbers. So I'll add that to the video in text. But if you are using my code, remember to put them in, as I've just said. And you can contact customer services and bring up a support ticket there. Haven't found a phone number for them yet. It all seems to be like email and support tickets, but they do respond pretty quick. I've had them respond, within the hour easily. Right, so going back along the bottom, my kegs, I think we've done that. Yeah, just showing you that. And then we've got settings. So again, your personal information. My machine gives you serial number and everything about the app version and so on and so on. So I think that just about covers the thing. See, with messing about, I've put cooler scheduling is enabled at 7 degrees. Well, I don't want that. I must have pressed all this here and left it at 7, so set my target temperature. So I'm going to put that down to 6. And here at the very, very bottom, apply and switch to standard mode. So there you can see now your beer is cooling down to 6. So I'll let it go back up to 7. That's the one I'll be using, just a standard mode. I can't see me setting any schedules. So yeah, I think that just about completes everything you really need to know on the app. So yeah, as you can see, quite a handy app. The points from that to take in are, like I say, you have to use the app on this machine to see how many days you've got left. As you know, the kegs recommend 30 days only before you consume them. So that's 10 pints in 30 days will not be a problem, even one person. But yeah, on the old one, you did have the display on the front. I think you don't on this, so you've got to look at it. The map, as I showed you, if you're looking for local stores to do returns, make sure you pinch and zoom to the area you're prepared to travel in. As you saw when the top bit, Fleetwood, which was a nearer store than the bottom, was off the screen. It wasn't on the list. I just did it and then I looked at the list and I missed that. But when I dragged it down, it appeared it was a nearer store. So make sure it's positioned with you, say, your location in the centre of the map. As for returns, as far as I can understand, if you want them collected free of charge from your home by Yodel, and you've got to have a minimum of 3. They won't come and collect 1 or 2. You've got to have 3. Once you've got 3 empties, they will come free of charge, take them back, and you get £5 per barrel, per keg off your next order. So you will get 15 quid's worth of like credits on your next order. If you take it back to a local store, if they've got them, next time I'm in this shop, because having just bought this machine, I've never actually noticed the thing, but I'll nip to Bargain Booze in Fleetwood and I'll have a look how many of these kegs they've got there for sale. I can't see them having too much because they take up a bit of valuable shelf space, but so I don't know how it works, but I believe that if you take it back to a store, you're empty, you can just take 1 back. And they arrange for it to go back to Perfectdraft and you'll get your £5 credit for 1. But if you want picked up from home, you've got to have a minimum of 3. So it's handy if you have got a local store. It'd be great if they had little tasters on each one so you can taste before you choose. You'll notice when you saw that app, I'm down to 8.5 pints because I had another 2 half pints last night. So that is accurate now. It is showing as it should do. Now, I'm going to do a side-by-side test of this and the keg version. Now, it's Monday now. I'm getting picked up. It is now 20 to 6. I'm getting picked up in the next 2 hours and taken to my pub quiz that I do on a Monday. Irrelevant to this review, but it's a place called Hambleton Social Club. They've got Estrella Dam, ABK and Cruz Campo all on draft. Unfortunately, obviously, all the UK brewed versions, which don't taste as good as the original versions, but they're all £3.50 a pint, which for a pub or an establishment is very, very cheap, and they do taste better than the normal lager anyway. So I'm going to be having a few pints tonight, so I can't do this test now, because when I do the side-by-side test, I'm going to have to drink all this bottle reasonably quick. I can't keep it in the fridge open for 2 or 3 days or whatever. It's not going to be ideal drinking. So I'm going to have to wait for a day when I'm not at a pub quiz and I can just drink this. It's going to be hard work. Not when I can drink this at home and do a comparison with it with the keg version. And when I do, I'll show you me pouring it out sideways. I won't promise I won't block it with me back. So I'm going to stop recording this for now. The next bit you'll see is me making this comparison, and then we'll go through some final thoughts, and that'll be it. So catch you very, very soon. Okay, it's the day after now. Had a pretty good night at the quiz last night. Had a pint of flat cap, which I love. 2 pints of Estrella. Like I say, only £3.50. It is the UK version, obviously. And a pint of Guinness. Enjoyed last night. So there's room now inside to test the LEFFE. So what I'm going to do, I've got 2 glasses. As you can see, I've labelled them B and D for bottled and draft. And I'm going to go in the kitchen now, pour myself a draft, get the bottle of LEFFE out the fridge. They're both at the same temperature. The fridge is about sort of 5 degrees. The keg is 6 degrees. I'll stand hopefully so you can see me actually pulling it and how good or bad I do it, and then we'll come and compare them. Now I'll do the smelling and swirling technique that all these beer reviewers do, but there is no way I can detect all the tastes and smells and things that they can detect. You know, they smell it and they say, oh, I'm getting a whiff of this, a whiff of that. Simon, who I quoted earlier, in quite a lot, he says, oh, there's a taste of stinging nettles in there. I've never tasted stinging nettles, so I wouldn't know what they were like. I don't know how they do it to isolate everything. I've had some stouts that I can smell the coffee and vanilla and some fruit in. I can smell the malt and all that, but you won't be getting a long list of ingredients from me. I'll show you what I mean. Just look at this. So this is on Perfectdraft's site. It's another LEFFE, but this Prestige 1240. And that is 8.5% ABV. But look down here in the description. This is unbelievable. I'll read it to you. Nose. The LEFFE Prestige starts off with intense notes of vanilla, clove, star anise and banana. The blend of malts provides the beer with notes of hay, flour, dough, white bread and caramel. You can also sense final notes of acacia honey, hints of chamomile tea, along with fruity notes of red apple, pear, quince, citrus and banana, followed by the intense spice bouquet with clove, vanilla, star anise, coriander and hints of white pepper. So yeah, massive. It's like a fruit shop in there. I wouldn't even know what quince tasted like. So no, all I know is that if it I like the taste. I don't like things too bittery, too tangy. I just like a smooth flavour, and it's nothing I can describe. It's personal choice. All I can do is compare them and give you a quick, unskilled, my view of what they taste like. So right, let's go straight to the kitchen now, and I'll film me pulling a half pint into one of these. Okay, so hopefully I won't obscure this too much with my body. I'll do my best. I've repositioned the machine sort of sideways on, so you'll be seeing it from the side. It's normally sort of like lying in this direction. And hopefully this will be a decent pour. I'm going to get the LEFFE bottle out of the fridge and go back in the shed and compare the two. So let's go. We're down at 6%, 6 degrees C. So they say angle the glass with the spout not touching the side. It's like rubber coming out the end of it, but angle it at about 45 degrees. Pull the handle down fully. And then as it's getting near the top, you'll hear the compressor start up. Right, that will do. Just let it go. So hopefully you saw that. I'm going to take that into the shed now, get the bottle out of the fridge, and we'll catch you back in the shed in a second. Okay, so I don't know whether it was visible then on the pulling it out, but I took the wrong glass and I took the one with beef bottled in. But I've swapped the labels over now so you can see beef bottled. I've got the draft here. So let's pour this in, and then I'll be drinking the rest of this bottle tonight. So, oops. Okay. Right, let's pour that in the bottled one. And they are the nucleated glasses, which does make a difference. I haven't two identical glasses to show you, nucleated versus non-nucleated, but there's loads on eBay if you want to see the difference in that, how they keep the head and that. So that's the one I've just pulled out of the machine. Might have sort of like been too gentle on that. Just bear with me. I'm going to nip back into the garage and just plop into the kitchen and just plop a tiny bit more in it. Yeah, probably due to my pouring technique, but you can see that's the head of the draft. The head of the bottle is a bit sort of more. Let's have a look at the bubbles in the draft. You can see that's the draft one. And the bottled one. Both about the same, I would say. Bottled. Draft, maybe going up a bit quicker in the draft one. Right, let's see the difference now. So, yeah, it's just smell. I can smell malt, maybe a bit of hops, but just mainly a nice beer smell. I'm not getting all the millions of coriander and quince and peppers and things. Bottled one does smell slightly different, but pretty similar. Forgot to show you them side by side for the colours. So we've got this is the draft one. So, oops. Bottled one here, about the same colour. Right, let's taste the draft one first. I did have a little sip of each one just to try it first, but all I can say is the draft one. Yeah, it's absolutely lovely, lovely beer. Bottled one. Hardly any difference, but the bottle one, there is a bit more of a sort of an aftertaste of a sort of a bitterness, a hoppy tart one. Very, very, very similar though. The draft just seem a bit smoother. Both feel about the same, you know, smoothness, fizziness, if you will. That's the draft one. Bottle one's holding its head, maybe even sort of slightly better. How do you say? It's definitely more bitter, sort of tanginess aftertaste with the bottled one. But you'd happy to drink either of these. Well, I would. I am. Definitely feels creamier, the draft one. But like I say, right, and I'm going to have to drink the rest of that bottle, and it's another quiz night tonight, but not in the pubs, here at home, just on Zoom, so that's where I'll be enjoying the rest of that bottle. So, yeah, very, very, very similar. I can't, like I said, describe to you all what I'm getting. I'm getting these like malt, and out of that list, maybe bread or something like that. I can't taste bananas and everything. I can't. Whether I just got a really rubbish sense of taste and smell, I don't know, but they both taste like a really, really good lager. Chalk and cheese to the normal stuff you get, like Carling and Carlsberg. So that's all I can say as my verdict on the difference between the two. So yeah, before I put the bottle back in the fridge, you can see there it is 6%. I'll freeze the frame here so it's not wobbling about. And it's, as you can see, it's brewed by InBev in Belgium. and the address, and distributed in the UK by AB, I think that's Anheuser-Busch InBev in the UK, blah, blah. So it is imported, but it is 6%, as you see. And the keg version is 6.6%. So, yeah, a difference there. So I'm going to bung this back in the fridge, and I'll be right back. Another question I wanted to ask you, perfect keg connoisseurs, are all the kegs you can get off Perfect Draft's website, or if you're watching this Perfect Draft, are they all like direct from the brewery of the maker? So if you're getting a Belgian ale like this and Stella, is it straight from the LEFFE and the Stella brewery, or are any of these kegs brewed under license in the UK? That was one of the major things that I've bought this for, knowing that there is a difference between a UK brewed version of Stella, Estrella, Kraskumpo, whatever it is, and all them. There is a definite difference between the ones from the country of origin and the UK brewed under license versions. Are there any in the keg range that are the UK brewed ones? Because I'd probably avoid them. Hopefully not, and I hope it doesn't go that way. Like I say, this LEFFE one, there is that difference, 6.6 for the keg alcohol, 6% for the bottle. So the UK export, the export from Belgium, the bottle, to the UK market is only 6% ABV, whereas this keg is 6.6. So I'm hoping that's one of the major selling points. But the major selling point for me is you can just go whenever you like and just pull whatever amount you like, half pint, even less than half a pint, a quarter of a pint if you want, round up to a pint or more. Whereas in the bottle or the can, you're going to have to finish it all off in reasonably quickly in one go, or it'll go flat. So yeah, cans and bottles are cheaper, but to me, the convenience of this, they're having it at the right temperature, it looks good just sat there in the kitchen, particularly if a friend comes round or whatever, and the taste. So far, I've only had one, like I say, but I will put an update once I've built up a bit more experience and I've tried a few out, but it won't be a regular beer review update. Oh, and I forgot to say, I'm just squeezing this bit of extra recording in. So far, my experience with Perfect Draft as a company has been really positive. It's early days yet, but so far, great. I emailed them I messaged them a live chat, and it was shut over weekend. They got back to me the following day very, very quickly. I asked them about, because it says when you're returning a keg, put them in the box they came in. Well, as you saw in part one, the keg in this package didn't have its own separate box. So I asked if it was important, does it go back in have to go back in the box it came in? And they replied dead quick, saying, no, just send it back in any box you like. I wasn't sure on my code number that you can use as to get a £10 credit. I wasn't sure whether the last two digits were zeros or the letter O's. In two different parts of the app, it shows it a very round O and an elongated 0. So I wasn't sure. So again, very, very quick, within the hour, they got back to me saying that they were indeed the numeral 0. So yeah, very good response to messaging. Can't find a phone number for them, as mentioned earlier on, so a phone number would be handy, but so far so good in the response from the team, so I just wanted to add that in. So hopefully this has been of some use. Don't forget, one more time, I'll put my code underneath. This is my personal code. You get one of these in the app when you download the app and you join Perfect Draft and you get your first machine and that. If you use this code at checkout, and it is only on the bundles, only on the machine, and I think the multiple kegs and the glasses bundles, not on individual kegs, you will get yourself an extra tenner off. You can use that 4 times in a month, So if you do come to use it and it isn't working, if it says it's the wrong code, go onto eBay, look at the many ones on there, and use one of them. That's what I did. But if you can use my code to get your machine, that'd be really, really great, because I get tokens as well. And remember, the 2 digits at the end are zeros, the number 0, not the letter O. So once again, thanks very, very much for watching this part 2, and hopefully part 1 as well, to make this more relevant. If you have enjoyed it and it's been of some use, please give me a thumbs up. If not, give me a thumbs down. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please click the little picture here of the shed, and once you've done that, click the bell icon below and you'll be informed of any new uploads. Don't know what the next one's going to be, whatever takes me fancy, but it'll be coming along before too long. Thanks again for watching this. Bye for now.